Good afternoon and welcome to Mike and the Hoss on Wolfeboro Community Television. I'm Mike Dene.
And I'm Charlie Hossack.
So, Charlie, it's been a couple weeks.
It has.
And we have a lot to talk about.
We do.
And I didn't think we'd have a lot to talk about, but we actually do have a lot to talk about. Looking at things around the corner, Kingswood Sports are going to be starting, I believe, next week for the fall
next
season.
week. I know preseason, soccer starts next week, starts Monday. So I think there'll be some preseason stuff. I think football gets going.
I saw them giving out equipment the other night for the football team.
Yeah.
So that's usually...
And they had their Twilight Camp, and that's been a success. I talked with Coach Landry about that. So that's for some of the younger kids and the high school kids. So they've had between 20 and 30 kids out there every night. It's over now, but that was a success.
I tried to get Mr. House, the athletic director, in today. He was traveling, so we're going to try and get in next week. I want to just kind of gain his perspective on the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming we'll be going next week, and maybe we can find some time for him to get in here.
That'd be good. I do want to say it's been a long couple weeks that I haven't seen you, my friend.
Well, I know.
But I know you've done some traveling and you've done some fun things, and I'm hoping you might be able to share a little bit with us about that. The other thing I wanted to share before you get into that is you had put some tweets out at the beginning of your vacation.
Yeah.
And I responded to them.
Yeah.
And I guess you were right on because the tweets talk specifically about the Red Sox, and I was feeling really good about the start of the series with Tampa Bay and obviously the Yankees, and then it's gone downhill from there.
The first one I had put down, the Red Sox start I guess we're going to go right into the
I
Red
guess
Sox.
we're jumping, we're jumping in.
So the Red Sox won 19-4 the first game against the Yankees.
Right.
And it says, hold on, because whenever they score a big runs like that, it gets bad the next couple games.
Sure.
I was wrong.
Yeah.
They scored a lot on Friday night. They scored a lot on Saturday.
Yeah.
Things were rolling. Sale was throwing on Sunday.
Yeah.
Now, they had just won 2 out of 3 versus Tampa.
Right.
So things were moving, and at that point, they were actually in the playoffs.
Yes, yeah. They had one of the wild card spots.
And this was only 8 short days ago.
I know.
And so then Sale went, and you're thinking, also Sale had gotten it together the past couple starts.
He had. You're feeling pretty good about that.
I thought they were going to sweep, and I was actually thinking at that point, and I was in Italy at the time when it was kind of it's 4 o'clock in the morning when I'm looking at these things. I thought that the division was actually in play. Mm-hmm. 8 days ago, I thought the division was in play.
And then Sale laid an egg on that Sunday.
He did. He had pitched like he had pitched most of the year.
Yeah.
And the Red Sox have not even been competitive.
No.
They have lost by... I don't think there's been one run game. It's been at least 3 runs every game.
Exactly.
They've gotten their doors blown off in a few of them.
Yeah. And they did not. I mean, let's talk about this. They did nothing at the trade deadline. Nothing. So I mean, is it Dombrowski? Is he just satisfied that it is what it is, and he's written the Red Sox off because it appears that way?
Yeah. I mean, one of the things that I have on our list is that, first of all, is it over for the Red Sox?
It is. It's over.
Okay.
I don't think. I mean, what are there?
6.5 out.
It's
of the wild card.
Oh, it's 6.5 already.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I thought it was still at 5.
And
I know they lost last night.
And Texas.
Texas and Oakland, right?
Oakland, Tampa,
and Texas and the Rangers, right?
No, and Cleveland are in front of them for the wild card. And then Texas is only a half a game now behind them.
Oh, so, yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, you asked me the question, I think the Red Sox are done. What do you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we had said on our last show before this big stretch with Tampa and New York, and that's how they were playing for 14 games, we said that they're either going to be in it or they're going to be out.
Right.
And it's pretty safe to say you lose 8 in a row. They're out.
Yeah. And I still go back to halfway through this road trip, they're in.
They're in.
I mean, you're right. It's unbelievable that 8 days ago, if we had this show 8 days ago, we'd be talking about the Red Sox playoffs. Here we go, getting excited, and then.
So now we have 2 months of meaningless baseball. For the most part. I mean, unless something a miracle happens, which I don't know. The players seem like they've checked out. Yeah. One of my buddies who lives down in Newton, Mass, texted me a video last week. And this was before the losing streak.
Okay.
And it was actually last Saturday, last Sunday, somewhere around there. And it was a video. Mookie Betts and Christian Vasquez were taking batting practice from a private hitting coach at Newton South High School. And so my buddy's in charge of the fields, and so he was called in to fix the fields up because it had rained and so on. So he got to meet him. But I had all kinds of questions about this. You know, besides it being pretty cool that they were taking batting practice in itself, but why are they using a private hitting coach?
Right.
And why it didn't happen at Fenway?
Yeah.
They were on the home state.
It happened at a high school field.
It happened at a high school field. So is there some sort of, and I don't know, I'm just speculating, but is there some sort of a disjoint between the coaching staff and the players that they feel like they need to go to a private hitting coach to get things done?
And it might be the similar, like if you were to compare it with Brady and TB12 and Guerrero, maybe the private hitting coach wouldn't be allowed into Fenway because he's not affiliated with the MLB.
Yeah.
So they had to go someplace else. But it still raises the question: why are they working with a private hitting coach and not the Red Sox hitting coach?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, since that time, Betts has been like 4 for 37. So I don't think the private hitting coach fixed anything. But
Vasquez. It might be working for Vasquez. He was
last night he hit a home run.
He did.
He's been on a downturn since.
Yeah, but overall he's had a good season.
Absolutely,
at the plate.
much better. So there's a lot of questions. Price opened his mouth with the Eckersley thing again.
Oh yeah,
that whole start.
And then
he hasn't won since.
Absolutely, and did you see were you looking at the tweets and stuff last night? Everyone's like, keep him in, keep him in. They just, I mean, the Red Sox fans have said we just want him to get shelled.
Yeah,
yeah. So
how bad is that? God, we go. Before they won last year, he was #1 enemy in Boston, basically, and he pitched for the Red Sox because of his attitude off the field and so on. And then when they won, he took that attitude. Remember the comment, I hold all the cards now?
Yeah.
He
doesn't hold any cards.
He doesn't hold any cards. No. We're going to talk about what they need to do, and I think Price is going to be on the topic.
Do you remember last year, going back to Price, though, when he had his rake out and he's raking? He may need to pull that rake back out again.
Something.
So he's got to do something.
Something. The team is, and granted, winning teams are likable and losing teams are not likable.
Yeah.
But this team is quickly, in 8 days quick, going into a very unlikable phase. So, all right, let's go blame game.
Okay.
Who's #1 on your list? Let's have some fun with this. Let's say 4 guys.
So I'm going to say I'm going to go with Dombrowski is for me top of my list because I get the fact that they've spent a lot of money. The Red Sox have spent a ton of money. #1, in the league, and I get that. But he had an opportunity at the trade deadline to make some big moves because if he had done something, maybe they wouldn't be 6.5 games back out of the wild card. Maybe they could have dumped Mookie Betts. I mean, you brought light to what you just said. He's got the private hitting coach. Mookie Betts is not going to be a Red Sox player. After next year.
No.
So, they should have dumped him. They could. I said before in the other show, gotten rid of Price. It's just gotten worse. His value has gone significantly down. I mean, it's going to continue to go down if he can't pitch well, and he's a jerk. So, who wants him?
All right. So I'm with you. My turn. Dombrowski's #1 on my list, and he got credit last year. Obviously they won a World Series, and I told him last night, I says, that's a big deal. You win a World Series, it was absolutely awesome. But I feel like he's a lazy general manager.
Okay.
Because he just is. When he signed Price, that was the first thing he did when he got to Boston.
Right.
All he did was pay him the most money.
Sure.
It wasn't like this big coup.
Right.
He just went out and wrote the biggest check, and so Price obviously came.
Mm-hmm.
The trade for Sale. At the time, I'm thinking, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But why in God's name would you extend him when you had him for 2 more years?
Right.
And he's coming off of 2 seasons where he's broken down at the end.
Mm-hmm.
He pitched in the playoffs last year, but he was not, an ace by any means. He closed a couple games. And why did you feel the need to extend him at another $30 million or whatever his number is? So those are 2 big things. Why do you need to sign Steve Pearce? Why did you need to re-sign Steve Pearce?
Yeah.
Because he was in front of you. You didn't have to go out and find anybody. He was just in front of you.
Yeah.
He has gutted the farm system.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one of those trades was for Sale when he spent, and I forget the names of the guys that he Mancata, Mancata that he sent there. And I would say at the time, Sale was a good trade. Sale was, a great pitcher. But Tyler Thornburg, that was a bust.
Yeah.
And there's been a few others. The San Diego, when they sent Espinosa over to San Diego. Lefty. Help me out. He's on the DL. He hasn't pitched all year.
We'll get it. Right. Maybe Timothy will get that for us.
Okay, so, there's been a lot of lazy moves. Last night, and I know you read some of my tweets, I was on a roll last night, but when you have the number one payroll, when you have and they're significant, by like $20 million compared to the Yankees.
Yeah.
It's lose-lose. Because if you win, you bought the championship.
Sure. Yeah.
If you lose, you're a laughingstock.
Yeah.
I remember when Baltimore, this was years ago, but Baltimore had the highest payroll for a year, and they finished in last place. And we were all pointing fingers and laughing at them. You can't buy championships, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Here we are, Boston, and there's no end in sight to this.
Yeah.
They've got guys locked up that are making a lot of money that are not performing, and Price and Sale are number one on that list. Porcello would be number 3 on that list.
Yeah.
These are your top 3 pitchers that together are making roughly $82 million this year, which is a third of your payroll.
Yeah.
And they are horrific. And I'm using that word horrific, that when you're paid $30 million and you have not even a losing record, you have a grossly losing record.
Yeah.
It's bad. So
I mean, do you think? Well, just talking about Sale, I don't want to talk about Price, but Sale and Porcello. I mean, can they right the ship? I mean, or do you think we have seen the best of Sale? Is that in the past? Have we seen? We're not going to see Cy Young Porcello again, probably.
Well, I don't think we're going to see. I think Porcello has like 5 or 6 more starts, and then he's gone.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way they're going to sign him back.
Sure.
Unless he comes in at like $5 million a year or something like that. He's making 22 now, and Sale. You better hope that Sale figures it out.
Yeah.
Because they're locked into Sale for 5-6 more years.
Right.
And he is their top line pay as far as pay goes. It's all built around Sale. I mean, he needs to figure it out. I'm optimistic that he will.
I am too.
I think that there's too much talent there to drop off a cliff, using Brady terms.
Yeah.
But I do.
And I think Sale says, and I mean, whether it's true or not, he says all the right things.
Absolutely.
He takes responsibility.
Oh, absolutely.
He talks about that. He's basically says, I stink right now.
All right. So number 2 on your list for the blame game.
Number 2. I'm going to go with ownership. Because, what was the I wrote? I want to go with ownership on this, because I feel like they have empowered Dombrowski to pretty much be a lame duck general manager, as you were saying. So they have the ability to make decisions, and they decided not to. So I'm still frustrated that the Red Sox did nothing at the trade deadline that could have helped this team.
I hear what you're saying as far as ownership, and that they've allowed Dombrowski to do his thing.
Yeah.
But ownership they're the ones who've written the checks. They're the ones that have been willing to pay for these guys.
Right.
And so I have a tough time blaming them when they have the highest payroll in the league, and they're not responsible for who they're bringing in besides the general manager. So I would say, you could say ownership in terms of bringing in Dombrowski. You can blame him for that. But
I also blame him for Dombrowski's decisions, because they have the ability to.
Do they?
I think they have the ability to influence his decision.
I don't know.
Dombrowski works for them.
Yeah, and I don't know how much they're involved with the day-to-day, operations. My number 2 on the list was Price. I think that he brings just a
toxic
environment, and when the fans are rooting against your team, that can't be good. And so, a guy like Price, you have to be winning. You can't be a struggling team with Price on your roster, and so I'm going to say Price.
I mean,
number 3.
That's why I'm just going with even if you are winning with Price, he's still hard to like.
Yes.
Number 3. I'm going to go with Alex Cora.
Okay.
I can't even say that he's a great manager. He's a good manager. He inherited a phenomenal team last year. He didn't really have to do a lot to win the World Series last year, and I don't want to take it away from from the manager. Obviously, he's an MLB manager. He was a great MLB player. He got some experience, obviously, with the Astros. But I think Cora's personality worked last year, where he was kind of like the, lack of a better term, like the player coach. The players could really relate to him because he wasn't an old man and had really recently played baseball. Yep. But I don't think he has the magic that we all thought that he had. I don't think he has those connections. I don't think he can go to David Price and have a conversation with him. I think David Price looks down on him.
I think that's a great point. Cora's my number 3 also.
Okay.
For some different reasons, though. I do agree with you that I think Cora, when they're winning, is a great, keep the train rolling type of thing. But when things get hard, that's really when a test of a leader is, or a test of a manager or a coach is can you get things back on track? He obviously hasn't been able to do that. They came out of the gate last year winning, and they won all year long. So there was no adversity for Cora last year.
Right.
My issues with Cora, and the reason why I'm putting him as number 3 on the list, is how he started the year. Do you remember back in spring training, we're easing into this.
Right.
We're not going to worry about playing everybody. We're not going to worry about getting them ready. They'll get ready in time. They'll get ready. And I think that was a bad attitude. He rested on their laurels.
Yeah.
And, God, you can look down 20 miles down Route 1 in Foxborough, and it is the complete opposite of what's happening there.
Yeah.
When the Patriots win, there's more turnover in their roster compared to when they don't win. He wants people that are hungry, and I was just looking at, and we'll get to the Patriots in a second, but guys that were integral parts of last year's win are on the chopping block to get cut this year.
Right.
Or that they let him go already.
Right.
And it's just a different attitude where in Foxborough they say every year is completely different than the previous year. And they don't talk about the previous year. Where Cora, all year long to this day, if he's interviewed, he will mention last year.
Right.
Last year we were able to put this together. Last year we did this. And so the guys that are in the locker room, they hear that. And they're like, and they're thinking, last year I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good. I had a good year last year. I'm good. Then they're not going to do anything with me.
Yeah.
And I guess it's not necessarily Cora's fault that they brought everybody back. I mean, everybody back.
Yeah, right.
But and that goes back to Dombrowski. But I have to think that Cora, had a say in it. Cora was part of the reason why Hanley Ramirez was let go. Right. So Cora does have Dombrowski's voice. So they must have thought that, we won so many games. There's so much talent here, but there's no fire. These guys have been on there doing the victory parade long past the parade when the parade ended. So that's where I'm at. All right, we were trade deadline. We talked about the trade deadline, and that was disappointing. I wasn't disappointed they didn't add bullpen help. I was disappointed they didn't trade Mookie.
Yeah,
I thought that was the shakeup the team needed, and maybe it wasn't there. Maybe the packages weren't there, but I don't know.
Or maybe Cora hadn't listened to Mike and the Hoss.
Maybe.
And that
I had trouble believing that, but
you never know.
Maybe. So, what's next
for the Red Sox?
For the Red Sox, what's next? I mean, they don't have a great farm system, so the September call-ups aren't going to be really exciting. They've got like Daubach and a couple other guys that they can call up, but so you're looking at this group. The Marco Hernandezes of the world coming, for the rest of the year.
Sure.
Does Price, do they try and get rid of Price?
I would like for them to deal Price. I mean,
would you be willing to eat salary? Not you personally.
Yeah.
But
well, if I will eat it personally if I go to the games because ticket prices will jump.
Yeah.
But I think so. I think he has become so toxic. He's not performing well. I think it's time to get rid of David Price.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Trade Mookie?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Still trade Mookie?
I still trade Mookie, especially when you can get something for him.
Re-sign Priscilla?
I don't. At this point, no. But he's like you said, he's still got a few more starts.
Yeah, I'm a hard no on that. I don't think that.
Yeah. He's got to pay for the 2 TVs first, so that he broke.
That's right.
Gosh.
Who else is there that? You got to be excited about Devers and Bogarts. So that's
love Devers, love Bogarts.
That side of the infield.
Christian Vasquez, I'm a fan.
What about the play that Devers did not go get a foul ball in the Yankee series? Is that is that a little concerning?
That is.
For the future.
That is, because his head's getting bigger and bigger, and he's still a young kid.
22.
So, yeah. So that is that's not a good. And what do we do with JD?
Well, it's his choice.
It's his choice,
and all indications that I'm hearing is that it's $24 million, and that he's coming back for $24 million.
Okay.
Whereas,
I mean, I like him.
His season is not the same was last year.
No.
And so the market for J.D. Martinez, I don't think is going to be there. I don't think he's an everyday fielder anymore. His knees are kind of starting to give him a hard time. So he's looking. He needs a place where he can be DH for half the time. And the Red Sox, he's under, I don't know, $100 million left on his contract, give or take. Wow. So I think for $24 million, I think he's good. He's also been helping a lot of the other guys. Mm-hmm. You see the breathing thing that he does before every pitch?
Yes, yeah.
See Devers doing it now, and there's a couple other guys that are doing it now. So
that was one of the things. I know we didn't have a fourth of to blame, but you kind of mentioned that. It's just kind of lack of leadership amongst the players. Now, Martinez is obviously doing that, but there isn't, you go back to the old days, there's no Veritek. There's no one, unless you can find one on the squad, there's no one player that is their true captain, their true leader, their true life.
Well, I think there is one, and it's a problem in who it is.
Well, who, Mookie?
No, Price.
Oh, David Price. Okay.
I think
he's the toxic leader.
I think Price commands a lot of attention in that locker room.
Yeah.
And that's
it's the wrong leadership.
The wrong leadership. And,
gotcha.
We've seen that before. All right.
Wow,
we did a lot of time on
we did a lot of
time.
Yeah.
All right,
we may not have to talk about him again.
That's true.
All right.
Reds. Now Patriots. Training camp. I did not make it down there.
Okay.
Swinnerton did. He was able to get to it.
Good.
Our schedules did not work out to get down there. So, quick headlines from the Patriots training camp is that the defense looks real good and the offense not so good.
Yep. I mean, that's the quick takeaway.
So my question, and you're a football guy.
Yeah.
Does the defense look good because the offense is not good?
I don't think so. No, I think take a look at the defense. I think they may have the best secondary in the NFL. You got McCourty, you got Gilmore, right? You got Chung.
Yes.
I think the secondary is phenomenal. You're gonna have Bennett rushing off the edge. They said he's still got life.
Yeah.
So I think the Patriots defense is going to be.
So you think they are for real?
I think the Patriots defense is for real. I think they're going to end up top 5 in the NFL for defense.
Will they play the same style that they played the last half of last year? That amoeba type defense where they're taking chances.
I think so. I mean that's.
Or are they going to go back to what Belichick usually plays a very conservative, keep the zone, everything's in front of you.
No, I think they're going to go with. Amoeba, I like that, the amoeba type defense, because I don't think the offense is going to be able to put up 28 points a game. I mean, I think the offense is going to maybe put up 18, 21 points, and that's going to, if that's all you're going to score, then you need to have a really good defense.
Okay, that's a great point, because one of the things that Belichick, the reason why he played such a conservative defense for such a long time was that he knew his team was going to score 30.
Sure.
And the other team was not going to score 30 if they had to work the ball down the field slowly.
Right.
They were going to make a mistake. So, last year was so much more aggressive than they had been. It was fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Brady signed a new contract.
He did, and I'm glad he did, because I wanted to talk a little bit about that. I mean, that was good. I mean, I know people were like panicked, and is he going to do it, and all that, and I'm excited. I mean, so he's got this year and then 2 more years.
Yep.
And he was getting $15 million. Now he's getting $23 million.
He's the number 6 paid quarterback in the league, which I mean, it's fine. I mean, it's funny too.
Yeah.
But I think there's a reason why the Patriots have had so much success, and it's this mentality that Brady, starts with.
Exactly.
He doesn't have to take that last dollar.
Right. And then he's going to get paid the next 2 years. 30 and 32, whatever it is.
If they end up not reworking it, it's still a lot of money. Obviously, it's just that drama's done. There's still questions of whether he's going to finish his career in New England. That's 42.
Yeah,
it's just hard to fathom that we're talking about a 42-year-old that he's in our generation, Charlie. He's
right,
not,
he is. I know.
He is playing with guys that are not half his age, but less than half his age.
I know.
And
where do you think he's going to go? I mean, where would he's got to retire a Patriot.
I don't think he's going to go anywhere just because I think that there is some validity to the system quarterback, and not that he's a system quarterback, but he knows the system so well that it compensates for his age, or if he's a little bit slower or something like that. Whereas if he goes to a new team and a new system, who wants to learn a new system when you're 43?
Right.
I mean, 43. Most quarterbacks are 6 or 7 years into retirement. They're playing. They're on the celebrity golf tour, and
right. Where do you think Brady's replacement is? Where is he right now?
Well, he might be the.
Is he born? Sorry. Where?
Stidham apparently has looked pretty good.
Yeah. Well, Jimmy Garoppolo looked great, and then, they moved him on, and do they move Garoppolo? Does he come back in a couple years?
Garoppolo could, they could opt out on Garoppolo in San Francisco. I don't think Brady's replacement's on the Patriots right now.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think he's probably a sophomore or a junior in college. Something like that. There was some funny stuff that was out there that Brady signed his new contract. He has an opt-out year in 2029.
Yeah,
because this is uncharted territory for everybody but George Blanda, and it's crazy. Josh Gordon applied for reinstatement.
He did.
They need him.
Yeah,
I would say they need him. I think he legitimizes their offense. If you get Josh Gordon, you get Edelman, and they've got a bunch of other guys that have emerged now. Yeah. I think that receiving core will happen. I think they'll figure out the tight end.
Yeah, I mean, Watson's out for the first 4 games.
Yeah, and I think there's a good chance that Gronk still comes back this year.
I do too.
Now, the latest that I heard on Gronk was, we talked about him losing a lot of weight.
Yeah.
That he wants to come back in more of the Travis Kelce mode.
Okay.
Somebody that splits out wide more often, and not be in the upper zone side. Yeah. Which, like an Aaron Hernandez, type of thing. I know. Sorry. But.
We could add that. We could add that to the list. We cannot speak of NASCAR, Aaron Hernandez, or Lawrence Welk.
Okay,
there we go.
So real quickly, I know we're losing time.
Yeah.
The Hall of Fame did happen, and a New England guy, finally made it.
Yeah.
Ty Law.
Ty Law, of course.
Did you see that Belichick? Because they're in Detroit today, but on the way they went out to Detroit yesterday. On their way to Detroit, he took the whole team to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
They stopped there. They walked through. They spent half the day.
So cool. And you saw Brady's tweet.
Yep.
He held his draft card.
Well, a quarter of the building is still dedicated to Brady right now because, his MVP uniforms there, the Super Bowl MVPs, all this kind of stuff. He's got little corners in there.
Yeah.
But I thought Belichick goes so underappreciated for those kinds of things, that team building stuff that he does. In practice, we'll leave it on this. In practice, the offense is struggling. They're doing goal line against the defense.
Yeah.
And so he switched them. He had the defense play offense and the offense play defense.
I love it.
And just out of nowhere, nobody saw it was coming. And so it was Stephen Gilmore was playing quarterback. And these guys, and Brady's out there covering in the slot.
That's great.
And they're saying that that kind of stuff goes unnoticed. They think that Belichick's this military coach, but he has a plan. Yeah.
Did you see one other thing with the practice? The offense wasn't doing what they're supposed to do, so he made the offense run a lap. But this is not unheard of, right? Football, that happens all the time. He made the coaches run with the team.
No kidding.
So the coaches had to take a lap, and then they messed up again, a fumble or whatever. Team and the coaches take a lap.
Kidding.
So I like it.
That is good stuff. Last year when we were at the practice, Gronk went. He was a false start during practice.
Yeah.
And Gronk took that lap.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's the Hall of Fame tight end who took the lap.
Took the lap. Yeah.
So
That's good.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Couple other things happened in baseball real quick. You see the Yasiel Puig.
Yes.
He was traded, but he still got into a fight with his team.
Yeah.
He came out of the dugout.
He did. Came flying.
That was good stuff.
Yeah.
And then Trevor Bauer got traded.
Oh, Trevor Bauer, that was fantastic.
And hung out in the stands.
Yeah, I saw that. He's hanging in the stands as a fan, but just also throwing the ball into center field.
Yeah.
And then Terry Francona came out and
gave him a hard time.
Absolutely.
One last thing. Did you see the story about the A's signing the...
I did. So I went to the Chad. Well, we should mention this. So I got a chance to go to the Chad baseball game. Our trainer, Alex Drea, played in it. Yep. Firefighters versus police. Police ended up winning, but it was a great time. They raised a ton of money. But I said I went with our head baseball coach here, Chip Skelly, and I said if they have one of those pitching things, I said you need to record me. So I said because my 57 probably would make the Red Sox staff. But that was pretty amazing. So the kid threw 96 a couple times and 90, and his buddy had filmed him.
Yeah. So I googled the story, and actually, and I know we're completely out of time, but I'll do it quickly. It started back in February. He did it in February.
Okay.
And he played high school baseball.
Sure.
Never threw like that in high school.
Yeah.
Hadn't really thrown in a couple of years. And it's like, geez, I was throwing 94, 95 on this thing. Yeah. He says, well, maybe I'll train. And so he started training, filmed himself pitching, put it on Twitter, and asked coaches to give him feedback. And a whole bunch of coaches gave him feedback on things that he needed to work on, but he got a few offers from some minor league stuff and some international play. And so then so he was on the radar for these teams, and then he did it again at the Oakland game, and Oakland said, okay, that's enough, we're signing you.
Amazing.
It's a great
story. It's a great story.
That's going to be a movie.
Absolutely.
That's going to be. You ever seen The Rookie?
Oh, yeah.
That's good stuff. All right, we're over on time. Thank you guys for joining us, Mike and the Haas and Wolfeboro Community Television. Next week, we're hoping to possibly have Mr. House, the athletic director.
That'd be great. Just get a kind of a fall preview.
Yep.
And then we got to start getting our coaches in.
Right.
So kind of because they'll be starting up, and so then over the course of the next 3 weeks or so.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Well, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Go Kingswood.
Go Kingswood.